Hello, gentlemen. This is your commissioner here with a what seems to be a bi-weekly update, but we definitely had some interesting things happen the past few weeks, so I wanted to definitely get an update out. We are getting down to the wire. We have exactly 2 weeks left of regular season, and then we go to playoffs. The top 4 of the 8 will make playoffs, and then the bottom 4, you guys can still play, but it don't really mean anything. But you can still have some fun, why not? So, anyways, let's kick it off with a recap of this past week. To start things off, we had myself, Z-Job, took on Larry, Silent J Watt. For some reason, I always mess up that name. Anyways, came down to the wire here, just like last week for me, but I was able to pull it off, 137 to 129. Cam Newton, rough week for Cam, only 17. Keenan Allen saved me again. Thank you, Keenan Allen, 34. Collins, 13. Diggs, 12. Murray, 14. The leg, a.k.a., that's what I call him now, the leg, 19 points. And Philly's defense, 13. But for Larry, did well too. Carson Wentz, who's just been a stud this year, 29. Hopkins, 19. Evans, 13. Witten showed up this week. He had 11. Perian, 16. It's tough when Fournette gives you 7 and Gordon only gives you 11. You're not going to put up a lot of points. You take one of those two guys on a normal day, Larry beats me. So I win, Larry loses. Next up, we had Scott Machinsky, clutch 6, which is not really clutch anymore, and passed me outside. Justin Palmer. Justin won this 148 to Scott's 99. Justin had a pretty decent squad this week. Kirk Cousins, 20. Thomas, 10. LaDavion Bell, 28. Hyde, 13. Rudolph, 22. Adams, 19. And Matt Prater, 15 points for the Prater. Get that man some beer. But, however, Demaryius Thomas only had just 6, which didn't hurt you because you still won. Kenny Stills gave you 7. Detroit's defense only gave you 5. But what do you do? For Scott, there's not much to talk about here. Sorry, Scotty. Tom Brady, solid again, 28. Johnson Jr., 10. Graham, 12. Decent sewing for Graham. Funches, 17. And that was about it. Everybody else either was a 4-pointer or a 2-pointer, 1 8-pointer. But that's your kicker, so we're not going to talk about that. So Justin wins, Scott loses. Next up, we had my new favorite team here. Lates is out, a.k.a. Boobs out. I think that's why you should change your name. Love the photo. It does suck trying to print this off at work on a computer for everybody that can get access, so I kind of have to hit print and then run to the computer because God willing, or God only knows what would happen if somebody actually saw that. But very nice, Brian. It makes my reading so much more enjoyable. Laces out, loses to E-Dubs, Eric Weiler, 171 to 75. Another great showing by Eric, and who would have thought the team that Eric has is a team that's just been dominating week after week after week. So, way to go, Eric. For Eric Weiler, Rothenberger, 38. Thean, 19. Antonio Brown, big week, 40. Ingram only got you 5, which is shocking. He still put up 171 points. Kamara, 38. Davis gave you 0 points. You still put up 171. Kareem Hunt gave you 3. You still put up 171. Landry, 15. I don't know how you can... I don't know what else you can do. That's just incredible. For Tabor, Stafford only gave you 18. AJ Green, 11. And Lamar Miller, 12. Everybody else, not great. Actually, not great at all. So we'll just stop there, and it kind of shows why 75 got put up to a 171. However, Brian should have been a 135, and Eric should have been a 165. So I clearly think this is an off day for Mr. Brian Tabor. Next up, and last up, is the most points scored. Goes to Tommy's team. Beats second deck Ryan Andrews, 187 to 162. So definitely the big boys came out this week, but Tom took the lead. And Tom, I did send you your money now that we are paid up. Actually, you owed us, but I didn't pay you, so now I can pay you again. So you should have that PayPal sent to you, the $20. So nice job there for this week, week 12. Golf 23, Julio Jones 50, Crowder 27, Gurley 16, Walker 16, Jeffrey 16, Lotz 15. New England's defense 17 points. I'm not sure what made you play them, but nice play. For Ryan, another good outing. 27 for Wilson, Cooks 21, Lewis 12, Gronkowski 25. Marvin Jones Jr. has been phenomenal this year for Detroit, 28. Bryant 12. Unfortunately, Macklin only gave you 1, McCoy gave you 11, and T.Y. Hill, you only got 12. So, if those guys would have showed up, you might have beat Tommy, but nevertheless, Tommy wins, Ryan loses. So going into Week 13, just a quick update here. E-Dubs, Eric Weiler, Second Deck, Ryan Andrews, and Z-Job yourself, Commissioner. We have all clinched, guaranteed a playoff spot. So there's only one spot left, which makes this week and next week very interesting. Going into this, this week, it's basically myself taking on Palmer. Now, if Palmer beats me, I believe Palmer gets in and might possibly take a 3rd seed and puts me to a 2nd seed. However, if I beat Palmer and Brian Tabor wins, then Brian and Palmer will play again in Week 14, and whoever wins that week goes to the 4th spot. However, if Justin loses and Brian loses, then I think Justin gets in no matter what. He'll just be a 4 seed. So definitely very interesting. So to make next week fun, Palmer needs to lose, Brian needs to win, and then they can play each other off for a spot. However, this week Tabor's playing Scotty, so there could be a win there. No offense, Scott, sorry. For Brian if his team just shows up, and then Palmer plays me, and right now Palmer's supposed to beat me. So it's going to be a very fun week to go with. We'll see how it all plays out, but congrats to Eric, Ryan, and I guess I'll say myself for making playoffs. Definitely an interesting year this year. I did not expect some teams to be this high and other teams to be this low, but what do you do? But it looks like Scott might be gaining the license plate, going on your truck, and I might be doing a special edition of that as well. So stay tuned to Week 17 after a championship's been crowned. So anyways, guys, good luck. Check your lineups, and we'll probably see you next week. Later.